Knowing your numbers in any business is way critical, right? You guys have to know your numbers. A lot of real estate agents jump into this business and they start pouring money out, pouring money out, pouring money out, pouring money out. They have no idea where this money is going and they're not tracking it, which is more important. You need to, not only for tax purposes, understand where your money is going, but for return on investment purposes. We're going to talk about your ROI, return on investment. See, if I invest in something, I want to know what my return is. For instance, if I purchase leads from companies like Zillow, Realtor.com, Google, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, so forth and so on, I want to know what my return on investment is. One of the rules of thumb that you need to know is you need to invest in something for at least 6 months to get real data and real results. Now, you need to know the systems that you're using and how much they cost. You need to know the lead generation you're creating and how much that costs. And by the way, if you say, Dave, I knock on doors, I don't buy leads, we still got to buy something to leave at the door, right? No, Dave, I created myself on Canva. Do you pay for Canva? Well, yes. Did you print it somewhere? Yes. Did that cost something? Yes. All of this is return on investment. You need to know your ROI on this stuff. Not to mention the amount of time that goes into door knocking and what your value per hour is needs to be figured out as well. Operations. Do you have an assistant? Do you have a transaction coordinator? Do you have an office manager? Do you have rent? Do you have copy machines? What is the cost of your operations every day? Do you host events? I know real estate agents that bang out events every single month and they kill it with that. And that's how they do more deals, by hosting events for all of their past clients and sphere of influence on a monthly basis. Hosted by ABC Realty, right? Gifts. Do you give gifts out? Is it a part of your closing? A lot of folks say, I like to give a closing gift. And they do this big nice gift on the day of the closing, right? But here's the thing. That gift has to go against that commission and all the rest of the expenses that went into earning that commission in order for you to figure out your ROI or return on investment. Marketing. What does marketing cost you? Digital versus print. What's the difference in cost and what's the return on that? So let me give you an example. If I purchase leads for $2,000 a month for 6 months, I have spent a total of $12,000 on this one system in 6 months to purchase leads. Now, let's say I got 15 leads from it, and in those 6 months, 5 of those leads went under contract, and in those 6 months, 3 of them closed for a total, let's say each property was $500,000, just to keep the number simple, for a total of $1.5 million. And I earned an average of, let's say, 3% on these deals, right? And some of you are earning 2%, some of you are earning 1.7, but you got to do the math accordingly. If each deal had a different commission income, then each deal gets calculated separately, right? But let's say this is the easy math and you earn $45,000 in that time frame. Well, you spent $12,000 and you made $45,000. Does that look like a good return on investment? I don't know. Let's do some quick math here. If I take my calculator out and I go 45,000 into 12,000, that gives me 26.6% 26.6% return on investment on my money. Yes, that's a very good return on investment on your money. Now, this math here is simple math, and it's not the same in many neighborhoods. In many neighborhoods, this amount of money could turn into one deal. And that one deal could be 500K. And that 500K at 3% is $15,000. And that $15,000, somebody might say, but I spent 12 and I made $15,000. My return on investment is not great. Now, did they make money? Yes, they made $3,000. But was it enough for them to want to continue the same platform for another 6 months? What most businesses will do is they would compare it to other lead generating systems like digital marketing and print marketing. They might compare it to a different platform. Like, let's say I purchased these leads using Google, but now I want to compare it to a platform like Zillow or Opcity or Home Value, right? And where some of these programs, they just take a cut of the commission. Well, you got to think of that. I receive a buyer. I spent X amount of days with this buyer. I spent X amount of money on gas. I took them out to dinner. I bought them a closing gift. I bought them that cup of coffee on that one time we were looking at properties. Mathematically, they bought a $200,000 house. I made 3% on this property. So on that $200,000 house, I made $6,000. But then I had to give 35% to the referral company. So out of the $6,000, whatever 35% is, maybe you stay with $4,000. And do you have to pay your real estate brokerage any money? Let's say you got a flat fee, $500, and now you're down to $3,500. And when you do the math, you spent $1,500 on this client in total. Well, your real profit there is $2,000. Was it worth it to you to continue to use that platform, that program, to make $2,000? So people don't look at their numbers like this in this industry, and it's important that you do. As a matter of fact, many real estate agents say, oh my gosh, I just closed a deal and made $6,000. But they don't know how to subtract the time, the effort, the food, the money spent, the closing gifts, and etc., the referrals, the split with your company, on understanding what the true return on investment was for that one customer using that one platform. And it might not be the same for every customer because you have to try that platform for about 6 months. I just gave you one example. Maybe the next one that comes through is $1 million deal. You spend the same amount of money doing it, but instead you earn a $30,000 commission. From that $30,000 commission, you got to give up 35%. So let's say, I'm just doing round numbers here. You stay with 20K. You get a $500 flat fee with the brokerage. Now you got $19,500. And you go, okay, I spent $1,500, but I made $19,500. Right? So you take the $1,500 away, you're at $17,000. Your net profit is $17,000 on that deal. Now, does that look more lucrative to you? Does that look more attractive to you as a return on investment? Well, when you do the math on it, yes, it's going to look significantly more attractive. So you want to make sure that you're tracking where every lead comes from, where every dollar is spent, on which deal it's spent on. And I know this sounds monotonous, the minutia in this, but trust me when I tell you, the last thing you want to do is spin your wheels spending money on platforms that don't make you real money. You want to be able to capitalize on the platforms that do. So instead of spending money on something that makes you $2,000, when you have something over here that makes you $19,000, we'll take that money, move it over here and turn the 19 into 40. And get rid of the 2 that you could have turned into 4. I hope that helps you guys understand ROI, and we're going to get deeper into this in future modules, but I'm excited to get you started.